Hey there, Aquarius. Welcome back to Stars Aligned Oracle YouTube channel and the Lucky Stars community. Cat Star here, and we're just going to take a peek and see what messages need to come through for you. This is a timeless reading. Timeless meaning no matter when you come across this message and it resonates with you, it is for you. Now, I do realize that it looks a bit different here today, a bit dark. I've got candles. The power is out, but the show must go on. So here we are doing the best that I can with the situation. I do have the holographic cards. I thought maybe they would come out a little bit better as I have like an emergency light that it's almost like, what are those things called? The things that are on the top of the house that take in energy. It's kind of like one of those kind of lights. It's back up in the corner that way, but it doesn't do a lot. I have a window open and I have this stuff here, but the power is out. It is full on daytime, so yeah, but it's getting to sweater weather kind of, or long sleeve weather. At least it is here. It's raining a little bit, and so it's a little gray today. But we're here. We are here. As a reminder, my readings are for entertainment and are general in nature. They may or may not resonate for everybody, so please do take what is for you and leave what isn't. For those of you liking and sharing the videos, thank you so much. It does help others to be able to see these messages that might not otherwise. Also want to give a huge shout out to all of the new and returning viewers and subscribers, and to the channel members. Thank you all so much for being here. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. All right, we're going to go ahead and see what message needs to come out for you here, Aquarius. Let's get a few more. Ooh, that's a lot more. All right. Okay. You got so much going on here, Aquarius. Okay, so let's just go ahead and put it out there. You have curiouser and curiouser, discovery, inquiry, weirdness and curiosity, and painting the roses red, covering up errors. So it's super interesting. Wow, it's super interesting that these came out and that I felt a little tongue-tied. So some of you there may be somebody who is very curious about you at this time, Aquarius. It may be that they're wondering like how you're doing things or how things are turning out. It's almost as if you have them scratching their head. Aquarius, you've got people just kind of scratching their head, wondering how you do whatever it is you do. But for some of you, it's like you are kind of doing it mistakenly, if that makes sense. And so you're like trying to cover up potential errors or things that you feel like might be coming through as errors, but people are seeing that as, wow, Aquarius really knows what they're doing. They've really got their stuff together kind of energy, which is super interesting. So people are around kind of scratching their heads trying to figure out what it is that Aquarius has or how you're doing what you do, Aquarius. And you're like, ooh, nope, that wasn't meant to happen. And it's kind of coming through as, you know, you're trying to cover up errors or things that you're considering an error, while others are like, oh, how did you do that? How did you do that, Aquarius? Now you've got the Queen of Wands coming through here. Okay, so this is really, you're just kind of going at things with a kind of a fire or a passion, and in your heart you're just like, okay, we're going to figure this out, we're going to get this done, we're going to do this however we do this. And then you're like, oh wait, wasn't supposed to do that, that wasn't supposed to turn out that way. Kind of what I'm seeing is like the mad scientist. Don't get me wrong here, of course, I'm not saying you're a mad scientist, but what I'm seeing in my mind's eye is a mad scientist who's like pouring the different things into different beakers and stuff, and then all of a sudden it's like poof, everything like blows up and there's smoke everywhere, and it's like you've got like dust or soot or whatever, I don't even know if that works with the soot, but all over your face. But other people are like, wow, look at that glowing beautiful whatever concoction it is that you create here, Aquarius. And you're like, oh no, that wasn't supposed to happen, that wasn't supposed to happen, that was an error, that wasn't supposed to be that way. And but everybody else is like scratching their head. They're like, wow, how did you do that, Aquarius? How did you create such a beautiful, you know, concoction or such beauty all around you, right? Painting the roses red, right? How did you do that? And you're like, it wasn't meant to, it wasn't supposed to be, but it's because you're coming from this energy of fire, of this passion, this Queen of Wands energy, really being open to kind of nurturing, or not really nurturing, being open to entertaining kind of the idea of, right, or being out there ready and willing to do all the things, right, coming from a very passionate place or a passionate heart. Okay, now those were number 9 and number 27, so double nines coming in, right? So almost to a completion. It's almost as if it's like you're almost in this place where it's like, okay, I've almost done this. I've almost moved this. I've almost created this. I'm in this place of really, really coming into kind of my own, right? With double nines. It's almost here. It's almost happening. I'm almost there. It's almost this fulfillment, right? Not quite just yet, but just about there, right? But it takes courage and determination, that Queen of Wands energy, and showing, right? Showing up, being in that joy and that passion, and even being willing to have errors in your way or make mistakes, but not everybody's going to see it that way. Sometimes we're harder on ourselves here, Aquarius, than other people would be. Okay, so you've got double nines coming in there, and then you've got 44 and 34, so 8 and 7, 7 and 8. Oh, that's so interesting. So these ones say can't go back to yesterday, be in the present, and impossible things, working through disbelief, imaginative leaps, fresh perspective. So see, Aquarius, you are really moving into this place of that potential now. What can it be now? How can I show up now? What can happen now? How can I create from a place of curiosity and ease and childlike kind of essence, right? And really still be in the present moment, almost as if you're doing things now, Aquarius, or you're seeing things differently, or you're moving through this place where it's like, okay, I can sit down with a lump of clay and I can create here in this present moment, right? It's possible for me to create. It's possible for me to hold this energy, and it's possible for me to actually make mistakes and make errors and still be able to do all the things, still be able to have people in awe, still be able to create from a place of childlike essence or curiosity, or a place of, well, maybe this won't work, but I'm still going to do it anyway and just see what happens. Okay, this is really gorgeous energy for you, Aquarius, because you're creating from a place of unlimited energy. Okay, unlimited energy. And see that 9, so now you've got 999 coming through here. Isn't that interesting? You're in that place with those 9s. You're right at the cusp, Aquarius. You're right at the cusp of attaining, or that fulfillment, right? It's just right around the corner. So you have that energy with that 9 of Pentacles, or triple 9s now, because you got the 9s here and the 9 there. So triple 9s, that 9 of Pentacles energy coming through with this energy of having that success. Now you've got the Emperor, Page of Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles, 6 of Swords, 2 of Swords. So you see, you have this energy with that 2 of Swords and that 6 of Swords. Some of you are leaving behind that energy of indecision. You're like, you know what? Screw it, right? Screw it. I'm going to do it no matter what. And even if it blows up, even if it comes through this or that, right? Even if it looks like an error, I can still paint the roses red. I can still turn it into something, right? Be in this present moment, not beat myself up for whatever it is or whatever happens, be in this present moment and still be able to create and do impossible things, right? I can still do that. I don't have to be indecisive. I can move away from that indecision. I can move away from that energy of being so stuck in my head to that energy of passion and just doing, right? The Emperor, Page of Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles here. So see, some of you are in that place, or had been in that place, that you're moving out of, where you had been in that Emperor energy, which is a very strong, very bold energy, but it's also a very kind of controlling energy. So it's like you're moving out of that and moving into that kind of energy of really allowing for things to happen or come through, allowing yourself to have that passion, that freedom, and really move into that, allowing yourself to create from a space of childlike or youthful energy, right? And not always being concerned about what the outcome may be. Okay, for some of you, this is a new venture. This is really moving into this energy of really kind of just being youthful, allowing that energy of fun to come back through, allowing that ambition, that desire to come through, and allowing it to be kind of this energy of wow, you know what? Even in those moments where it feels like or it looks like to me, by the naked eye, that this may be something that didn't work out or didn't happen. Other people are in awe of the way that you're showing up and doing things, Aquarius. Other people are really beginning to take notice of you. They're scratching their head, and again, I just keep seeing that energy of that scientist, or that mad scientist, or whatever, you not like that idea of just pouring all the stuff together and that big poof of air, and everybody else is like, wow, Aquarius, look what you did, look what you created, and you're like, what? Like coming out from the other side, and they're like, look at this amazing whatever it is that you created, look how you did that, right? And that's that energy of coming through, of really being in this place with that Four of Pentacles of for some people, right, there may be that energy of trying to hold it back, but it's like for you, it's bringing about this feeling of potential security or stability. Isn't that interesting? We've got so many cards here. This is really coming through. You've got messages for a rabbit, service to the animal world, which is number 15, and you've got number 2, which is I wonder what will happen next. Ready to adventure, precipitous of change, and pause for action. So kind of like your hanged man, almost ready for adventure. So some of you are going to be receiving a message, right? It could be coming in the form of an animal coming through, and really, for some reason, I'm getting it in like in your mind's eye, in an imaginative state, or in a dream state, or while you're sleeping, that an animal is going to come through, and really, it could be somebody who's already crossed that rainbow bridge, one of your familial pets, or your best friend growing up, or your best friend even as an adult that may recently have passed or passed a long time ago. There's going to be some information coming through, but you're going to be potentially, either you or somebody else, Aquarius, very close to you, is going to be on the edge of your seats to figure out just what is going to happen next. Because for you, you're like, oh, this is happening potentially through error. I hadn't intended for this to come through. Yeah, I hadn't intended for this to come through, and it's almost as if you're like, this wasn't. Yeah, I'm at the edge of my seat as well to see what's going to happen, because I hadn't intended for this victory or this energy with the chariot coming through, right? I hadn't intended for this to come through. I hadn't intended for this energy of really that success, or kind of almost being moved by passion, right, towards this direction, or towards this completion, or towards this success, or right towards this creation. I hadn't. It wasn't anything that I had um, almost control over, right? It was something that just kind of happened. It just kind of came through, which is so interesting, Aquarius. So you've got the 999. You are right on the cusp. I'm like sitting on the edge of my seat, because this is right where this is going to come through. You've got, right? How are you doing it, Aquarius? And you know what it is that you're doing, and or you're going to see what is coming together. It's almost as if right before you give up, or right before you decide with that Six of Swords to kind of move away or transition out of something or leave something behind, it's almost as if right before that you're on, right, you're, something happens, something's going to come through, something's going to happen, it's going to be almost by accident or in error that this happens, Aquarius. And you are going to receive a message. There's all this beautiful energy. But right when you're ready to walk away, right when you're ready to kind of let it go, move out of that energy, or move away from whatever it is, that error brings it to light, and everybody's like, what the heck? And you're like, exactly, what the heck? And you're on the edge of your seat to see what's going to happen next. Okay, what is going to happen next? interesting energy, Aquarius. And then it says, use your time well. Make every moment count. Number 24. So you've got double sixes. You've got a lot of double sevens, double sixes, but you got that 999. You're right on the precipice of this coming through, this attainment, this fulfillment, this energy. Use your time well. What's going to happen next, Aquarius? Use your time well. It's on the edge of the seats, right? Let's see. Jumping cards. You got the Seven of Pentacles. So see, you have this energy. Now you've got triple sevens, you've got triple nines. This energy is coming through that this is really that you're becoming confident. You are growing confident even in the airs because you're like, okay, well, I'm starting to see how the pieces fit together if I do this and this and this, even if it wasn't what I meant to do, or even if that outcome isn't what I had meant for it to be, it still can happen. It still can come through, right? This is the rewards. This is that hard work paying off. Even if you didn't mean for it to be, okay? This is almost like working on autopilot or just throwing a bunch of stuff at the wall, Aquarius, and seeing what sticks. And you're like, oh, it stuck. I don't know how it happened. Could I recreate it? Maybe, maybe not. But look where I am. You're using your time wisely. You're in that energy or that space potentially for some of you where you're like, you know what? If I just get lost in it, again, I'm seeing that lump of clay and like that, what is it called? A potter's wheel, maybe? I'm not sure. Almost like a ghost energy where you just kind of sit down and the next thing you know, it's like hours and hours later and you have just kind of lost yourself. You're using that time to be creative. You're using that time. But not only that, it's almost like a reset. It's almost like, you get into that flow energy here, Aquarius, and all things are possible. Everything is possible, right? You have that energy of what is possible, impossible things becoming possible, right? Working through disbelief, imaginative leaps, and fresh perspectives. See, and that's kind of where this is all coming to. You're at the edge of your seat, or other people are at the edge of their seat to see what's going to happen next, Aquarius, because it just seems to be working out perfectly for you, kind of through and through, by and by, all the way, right? All right, I'm going to end that there. I do want to show you this cute little thing, this little seahorse, and it's like a little lamp. You probably can't tell it's very lit up, but this is also making me think of the live action Little Mermaid, which we just saw a couple weeks ago. It's making me think of that. So almost that energy of getting your land legs as well is coming through here, Aquarius. It's like you're beginning to trust yourself a little bit, even in those moments where you're not trying to, okay, or where you're not working towards trusting yourself. It's like you're just doing the things, and you're like, oh my gosh, look at this. And everybody else is like scratching their head, like, Aquarius, how did you do that? You did that. How did you do it? And you're like, I don't really know, but let's try something else and see if it works too. Okay. Beautiful energy. I do intend this resonated with you and for you. If it did, please do hit the like button and share this video. It does help others to be able to see these messages that might not otherwise. Also, feel free to hit that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time I upload new readings. It is free for you to subscribe to the YouTube channel, and it does support the Lucky Stars community in growing and thriving. As always, I do wish you lots of hope, lots of joy, and lots of love with all of your current and future endeavors. I'll see you in the next reading.